You really have to love the amazing spring weather that we get here in the UK and Ireland. I mean, it really inspires you to get outside and ride your bike. If, like me, you're tired of the wet, windy, wintry weather that we've been having, and this winter and spring has been exceptionally wet here in Northern Ireland, then here are 5 reasons that you might want to consider a spring cycling trip to Mallorca. But there's also one drawback. First and most obvious reason is obviously the weather. Now, Mallorca in the springtime isn't always going to be sunshine. There's still a chance of wind and rain, and when I was there before, even a bit of snow. But compared to the extremely unpredictable and often very wet weather in the UK in spring, it's a bit of a cyclist's dream. On average, the temperatures are going to be higher, the chance of rain is going to be much less, and you're going to be riding under much bluer skies than you would be in the UK at this time of year, especially if you go towards the end of April. I've also cycled in Mallorca in the height of summer, in August, and you're pretty much guaranteed good weather then, but it is exceptionally hot. It's almost too hot then. Obviously, in the peak of July and August, it is peak tourist season in Mallorca, whereas in the springtime, the summer rush of tourists hasn't really yet started. Yes, there's going to be loads of cyclists, but it's not going to be as busy as it would be in July or August. So you're going to spend much less time dodging tour buses and hire cars, and much more time being surrounded by loads of other cyclists on the pristine roads of Sa Calobra and Cap de Formentor. And on that point of the smooth roads, it really is a cyclist's paradise. The roads in Mallorca are just buttery smooth, nice and wide, no potholes. They are absolutely brilliant. And it's not just the roads that make it a cyclist's dream. The scenery is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful to cycle around. And there are loads of great options for you to stop for a beer after your ride or a coffee during your ride. And I can guarantee you won't be the only lycra-clad individual who is soaking up the cycling culture and the sunshine, enjoying a lovely cafe bonbon. If you have been to Mallorca cycling before, do leave me a comment. Let me know where the best roads to ride are. Let me know where the best cafes to visit are. Let me know the places to get the best cold beer are. Drop me a comment down below and let me know what your highlights of cycling in Mallorca are. If you are enjoying this video, I do have a few other videos about my experience cycling in Mallorca. I've put the links in the description down below. So once you finish watching this video, do go check those videos out as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel while you're at it. I would really appreciate that. In terms of logistics, getting to Mallorca from the UK is dead easy. It's about a 2.5 hour flight from Belfast, and if you're in the south of the UK, it will be an even shorter flight. As well as that, most of the airlines for a small extra fee allow you to actually book your bike on as luggage on the flight, which means you can actually take your own bike with you. But if not, there are plenty of bike hire options in Mallorca for you to choose from. It's also only 1 hour ahead of the UK in terms of time zone difference, so no issues with jet lag or anything as well. And speaking of bike rental options, rather than take your own bike, why do you not hire a bike when you're out there? Because you'll be able to hire something you might not otherwise be able to ride. There is an abundance of bike hire option for you in Mallorca, including some really high-end bikes. The first time I went to Mallorca cycling, I hired a Canyon Ultimate, and I loved the bike so much I was determined to own one at some point, and now I do. Last time I went to Mallorca, I hired a Trek Monda SL7 disc Di2. I think next time I'm going to maybe try and hire a Pinarello Dogma. So yeah, go out and hire a bike that you maybe otherwise wouldn't be able to ride at home. And maybe you want to try out a bike with disc brakes, maybe you want to try out electronic shifting, maybe you want to just try a really fancy high-end bike like a Pinarello Dogma. Yeah, there's loads of options for you to hire bikes in Mallorca, but there's also the entry-level hire bikes as well. I don't feel you have to go for a super fancy one, but it's a good option for you to try out a really fancy bike that you might not otherwise get the chance to ride. Now, before we all get too excited and carried away, there is one major downside to a spring cycling holiday to Mallorca, and that's the inevitable return home. Back to the UK, back to the pothole-filled, grippy lanes of the UK rather than those smooth tarmac roads of Mallorca. but I guarantee before you know it, when you're home, you'll be onto the websites looking for flights and holidays again for next year so that you can get that spring cycling trip into Mallorca again the following year. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it or found it helpful or found it useful. If you've been to Mallorca cycling, do leave me a comment down below. Let me know your top tips, your highlights, what I should be looking out for when I go out again, hopefully. Please do hit like on the video if you've enjoyed the video. Go watch the other Mallorca videos, but most of all, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.